Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Keely Denenberg. I'm Senior VP of Client Solutions, and I am here with Dr. Jodi Detjen, Managing Partner at Orange Grove Consulting.
Howdy, everyone.
And we're continuing a conversation about change management. So, Jodi, in a previous conversation, you started to talk about how much you like Kotter's 8-step process when it comes to change management. So, I would love to have you talk a little bit more in depth about that process.
So first off, there's a lot of frameworks out there on change. I happen to like Cotter's, but there's all sorts of stuff, ADKAR and all sorts of other ones. They're all very similar. And so I'll just use Kotter just because it's simple to Google. It's been around for about 40 years, but it tells us very explicitly how to manage change. The first step and the most important step is to create this sense of urgency. So in a previous video, I talked about this idea of strategic vision. Well, strategic vision, what you need to do is to start to get the buy-in. And remember, you need about 60% of the people that are involved, the stakeholders, to believe in and want this change for it to be successful. So the very first step is to create a sense of urgency. So what does this mean? Creating a sense of urgency means that you have to tell the why. Why do we need this change? Do we need this to be competitive? Do we need this to increase our efficiency? Do we need this so that our customers will stay and we'll be able to retain them? You have to tell people the why. So you have to create the urgency. We need to do it and we need to do it now. And here's why. The second thing you need to do is to figure out who can help make this change. So you build this guiding coalition. In all of our work at OGC, we always try to identify the core stakeholders that can help us think about, build this vision, and then start to take this forward. So they're the initial change team and they help and they should represent a bunch of different areas of the organization that are going to be affected by the change so that they can speak with that expertise. The third one is you're forming the strategic vision. So this is different from that first overarching goal that I was talking about before. This is the next level down. This is explaining the what. What exactly are we doing? So if you're going to automate an operational system, what does that automation actually look like? What does this mean? What does this system, what does it mean in terms of processes? Then you want to enlist a guiding coalition of change agents. So you're basically taking that coalition that you built in the beginning and you're spreading it out so that you have voices of change support across the organization that's going to be affected. And so then they start to build. It's kind of like this network effect. Then the third thing you need to do is remove barriers. So one of the biggest problems with that we find in our work around change is skill development. So you need to basically give people the skills. We talk about change around people, processes, um, incentives, leadership, and processes so that you understand exactly what aspects of these you're going to change. And so you need to remove the barriers in these and start to develop what are the specific aspects that we're going to do differently as a result of this. Then you got to create a pilot. I am like pilot's like my middle name. Every time we do a change, I go, let's try it here. Let's try it there because you learn a ton. And then by learning in that short-term win, you then can adapt it for other people later. So it allows you to roll it out more slowly, but more effectively. Then you need to figure out how to sustain that change. So you need to accelerate. So you take that pilot and you roll it out. And then you need to institute it. So then you need to systematize it. Systematize, pilot and systematization are my two favorite words. So you have to then figure out how are you going to systematize this so now that it becomes routine. And this is where incentives have a real strong value in it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So check back, everyone, for more videos on change management and how you can learn how to do all these things with Orange Grove's help. All right. Take care.